Today we are looking at introducing transcendentals, namely the exponentials, the logarithmic equations, and eventually trig. First, just a little bit of a review here in terms of what we do with some of these. If I have two terms multiplied together with the same base, that means I just add their exponents. So this is 4 to the 5th power is how I simplify that. So naturally, if I divide with the same base, that means I need to subtract the exponents. So that means 6 to the negative 5th. And I can rewrite that as 1 over 6 to the 5th. A negative exponent means I flip the fraction around. Okay, and when I raise a power to a further power, this is when I multiply my exponents, so I get x to the 12th power there. Now, a common mistake that people make. A lot of people will say that this would equal 8 to the 9th, multiplying the bases and then adding the exponents. That is not the case, ever. We can only make this work if we have like bases. So, for example, this is what I would say. I have 2 to the 4th. How can I make it so that 4 is 2 to some power? Well, 2 squared equals 4. So it looks something like that. Now I can simplify it as 2 to the 4th, 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 10th power, which is 2 to the 14th power in the end. Same thing here. I can rewrite each of these as 3 to some power. This is 3 squared cubed, and this one is 3 cubed, and then squared. So I got 3 to the 6th over 3 to the 6th, which is just equal to 1. Or if I wanted to do the subtraction, that's 6 minus 6 is 0. So 3 to the 0th, which is, again, also 1. Another example to remind you of real quick is the fraction exponents. I always say the top is power, and the bottom is the root. So we need to take the 4 to the 5th power and then to the 2nd root. Or the other way around, which is easier, taking the square root first and then raising that to the 5th power. So if I take the square root first, I now have 2 when I take the square root of 4, and now to the 5th power. So my answer is 32. Same here. I'll take the 4th root of 16 first, which is 2, and raise it to the negative 3rd. Well, 2 cubed is 8. The negative, though, means I want the fraction. So 1 over 8 as my answer. Alright, now, this is a pretty basic equation. 10 cubed equals 1,000. We know that for sure. However, we need to be able to write these in another way, and it involves using a logarithm. So, what we have is that I can rewrite it in this way. Log base 10 of 1,000 equals 3. And the way I do that is like so. The way you can rewrite it, this number right here, the big number, shows up as the little number in the log equation. This part is called the base. So because we say this is a base 10, 10 to the 3rd, and we read this as log base 10. The other number, the exponent in your original equation becomes your answer in the new equation. The exponent becomes the answer in your new equation. And then the last part that is left is this 1,000, your original answer. That becomes your big number. We say log base 10 of 1,000. So your last one is the answer becomes your, I'm going to call it the of, because we say log base 10 of 1,000. So what we're going to be doing is a lot of rewriting here. So to rewrite some of these equations, this first one, 4 to the 5th equals 1024, I would rewrite that as log base 4 of my answer, which was 1024, equals 5. For this one here, 6 squared equals 36. Log base 6 of 36 equals 2. Okay, now we can go backwards as well. My base was 3. My answer becomes my exponent. 3 to the 4th equals 81. Now this one, well, what's my base? I don't have a base listed. Whenever there's no base listed, we go with our normal base 10 system. So base is 10. 10 to the 4th equals 10,000. That's how we do these equations. So we can use these now to solve equations. And the best way to do it with these log equations is just to rewrite it. So in this first one, I'd rewrite it as 2 to the 4th equals x, which means x equals 16. In this one here, 4 to the x equals 16. Well, 4 to what power gives you 16? Well, 16 is 4 squared. If the bases are the same, the exponents are the same, x equals 2. In this one, I would have x squared equals 36. that means x is going to equal either positive or negative 6. Now, it's really kind of impossible to have a negative base, so normally it would just be positive 6, but in terms of rewriting an equation, that's exactly how it should be. Then the last one, 5 to the 4th equals x. So whatever 5 to the 4th is, which is 625, is your answer for x. And there you have your basic introduction here to logarithms and transcendentals.